So welcome back to Trekkie Tracker, the third video. A little bit of technical background from the bridge here, heading down to the engine room and the computer room and where all the action happens. Just a quick plug here for the music that you've been listening to. It's a fantastic 6-minute mix of all the themes of Star Trek. It's by VO Dance. I downloaded it from MP3 Quack Live. It's all the music from 1966 to 2020. In a very future upgrade of Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, the music will actually be behind you when you actually use the bridge and the database application as well. Now, how does Star Trek Trekkie Tracker really work? Well, to show you this, we need to go into the file manager and get down to some details. But being Trekkies, I'm sure you're not too worried about a little bit of technical information. So Star Trek Trekkie Tracker is an executable. It runs in Microsoft Excel. How can this be so? Well, thanks to our friends at G&D Software, who produce XLS Padlock, this enables us to compile a complicated macro-based spreadsheet into a simple application with all the data, and you don't have to worry about doing anything. The master saving file is Star Trek Personal Log.xlsc, and there is another little mysterious folder that will be automatically created wherever you put the executable. I just happen to create a directory called Star Trek, but if you put it in your download directory, the export directory will appear in your download directory, and it contains an export of every backup saved file that I have created in my Trekkie Tracker. Every time you close Excel, every time you close my Trekkie Tracker, it makes a backup. So if a couple of weeks ago you thought, oh my goodness me, I want the data back from that week because I made so many wrong entries, you can get it. If you upgrade to the new version and you think you've lost everything, you can simply bring back the data from the last time you saved it. It's virtually impossible to lose your data on this application, and of course, as you can probably see from my file manager, I store everything up in Dropbox anyway, so it's pretty foolproof. So let's open up Star Trek Trekkie Tracker and see what actually happens when you open the executable. And we're going to talk about, which of course is downloadable in the zip file that you can download from my website right now. We're going to talk about what happens. So you can open up the original workbook or your last save, or if 2 or 3 of you use it at home and you all have your own databases, you can choose the save file that you want to open. Original workbook is what you need to open if I send you an update. If you open the last saved file, you will not get the update. You'll get all your data back, but you won't get the update. You have to open up the original workbook, and then you have to import your personal data. But anyway, let's open up my database so that I can show you how some of this functionality works. And you will see what happens when you first open up Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, that you're greeted with a screen that does take you through what happens if you are upgrading to a new version. So remember, new workbook, if I email you a new version and then upload and restore your personal data, then you'll get all your data back, you'll get all the changes that I put in the new version, and of course you'll get any updates to that fantastic MyTreks database, which we as a team, as a group of Star Trek fans, will keep together and add as we find new and more gems to do with Star Trek every day. Welcome aboard. You've got the bridge. You can contact the control team. It's pretty small. It only includes myself and my wife, but we will respond to you as quickly as possible if you send us an email. Now, back onto the bridge. Let's get straight into backup and restore. You can back up your personal data at any time, which will create a separate file. However, you don't even have to worry about doing that, because every time you close Trekkie Tracker, it will automatically create a separate backup file. If I send you a new version of Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, you need to upgrade to the new version. The new version you will then open up as a new workbook, and you will restore your personal data which will be from a separate file the last time you closed Star Trek Trekkie Tracker. And Share My Treks, you literally export straight into a file which you can then send to me by email. I compile everybody's programs together, send it out in an update, and you have access to material that you might not have even known ever existed. Fantastic, okay? Look, there's a lot of work in Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, as you can probably begin to see, but having said that, all I ask is that if you use the application for about a month, that you might make a $5 donation just to help me maintain and keep up the subscriptions, restore the My Treks, update the application and keep everything running. $5 once off donation, and you become a registered member on my mailing list for life. And I mean for life. This is not going away. It can't go away. They haven't stopped Star Trek, and even if they stopped Star Trek today, by the time you ended up going through and watching everything that there was, it'll be the end of your lifetime before you even finish. So this is not a gimmick. It's $5, and it's a true lifetime membership to Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, to My Treks, and to your own personal library of the whole Star Trek franchise. So, what else can I say? Download it now, live long and prosper. I'm Simon. I'm looking forward to maybe even meeting you personally on the 2022 Star Trek number 5 cruise, because I've booked my tickets and I'm going to be on there sneakily giving business cards to people, telling them that they've got to get Star Trek Trekkie Tracker, of course, if they haven't already. You never know. This might become such a famous application, you might even know me on the boat. I'll see you then, or I'll talk to you in the email. Live long and prosper.